Tucker Carlson fired from Fox News. And same day, Don Lemon fired from CNN. Oh my gosh, what's going on? These are some of the most unbiased journalists working today. If they can't make it, what does it say for the rest of us? Sky has been following this very closely on Twitter. He says, Sky,
I think we should fire Kaitlyn from the Holy Post.
Whoa.
I'm just kidding. It seems to be all the cool kids are doing it today.
Did you see this went viral over the weekend, Tucker Carlson's rant against the left, and that the left had now moved into full on, the only way to describe it was just evil, that you can't reason with them. Yeah, it was at some sort of conservative thingy confab, and he just went, and it wasn't on TV, it was at a conference, but it was a long, like Bill Maher style, like 5-minute rant about how what we're dealing with now for the first time in American history is the other side is bent on destruction and can only be described as just evil.
So my question is, what do you think happens next with him? I mean, he's been on this trajectory for a while, kind of the left is evil, but I see a couple of options. Does he land at a different network, like a more far-right OANN or Newsmax kind of network, or Daily Caller?
Yeah.
Does he run for political office?
Oh, heaven help us.
Does he sue Fox News perhaps in some kind of, because he hasn't said, at least at the time of this recording, he hasn't said anything publicly. Maybe he's not happy with what happened. Or does he, burst into a million cockroaches like that guy from Men in Black, where you find out he's actually just some kind of alien infestation that's been masquerading as a
wearing
man.
a skin suit.
No.
Right. That's could be. That's a viable option, Kaitlyn.
No,
You're so quick to dismiss.
Not. He is a human person. I'm just not over the fact that Sky just compared me to Tucker Carlson.
I did not compare you to Tucker Carlson. I would never do such a thing.
And Kaitlyn, would Phil ever do that? Would Phil ever compare you?
No, I don't believe he would.
You're not in 1,000 years. See, there you go. I win. Why? What's your best guess from the info we have today as to why he is suddenly out? They were promoting a guest he was going to have like tonight or tomorrow night, and then boom, he's out.
I've seen almost no analysis on this, and by the time our show comes out on Wednesday, this could sound really stupid. So I'm hesitant to. Oh, great!
No, because you're going to sound so prescient when you're exactly right. It will just build your legend, the legend of Sky Jitani.
One of his former producers is suing Fox News. She's the woman who alleges that Fox News was trying to get her to lie for the Dominion lawsuit. But it turns out her lawsuit includes a bunch of other accusations against Tucker Carlson and his team around misogyny and sexism and abuse and all kinds of stuff. So it feels a little bit like what they did to, what was his name? Bill
O'Reilly.
Bill O'Reilly, where he got pushed out from that same time slot. Yeah. He was like their number one guy at 8:00 at night. They pushed him out because of accusations that came out from some female producers, I think, on his program. And it sounds like there's a similar toxicity going on with Tucker Carlson's program. And you add that all up in the $700 and some million lawsuit settlement they had last week, and maybe they just made the decision that he's more of a liability than an asset at this time, and they've been able to switch out that 8:00 time slot before with a new host and done just as well. So thank you very much. There's the door. We'll find someone else to tell the audience what they want to hear.
Yeah, so their view might be, it wasn't you that was so popular, it's that time slot that's so popular.
Well, it makes you wonder if someone else does jump in there, do they end up doing the same thing that O'Reilly did and that Carlson did, which is eventually morph into whatever the audience really wants them to be?
It's like the time slot and the audience. I've been doing a lot of Play-Doh with my 3-year-old grandson, and you have all those little shapes that you take the Play-Doh and you squish it into, and then the Play-Doh becomes what the shape demands. And
that's the whole point of Play-Doh.
Talent, yes, I know. I'm not saying anything revolutionary about Play-Doh, Sky. I'm drawing an analogy to a cable news talking head commentary. and that the audience and the slot has an expectation that conforms the talent, or the talent must, walk away and reject it. The problem is, here's my question. Is it impossible to be popular in cable news on either side and actually be a kind person? Because everyone's getting tossed out the door either for misogyny or belittling crew. This is the second CNN guy that's been tossed out in the last year. And like Fox News, you just kind of assume all of them are jerks behind closed doors, and you're more likely to be true than not true.
Have we really tried the alternative, though? Has anyone put a super nice person in at a primetime slot on a cable news network to see if it works?
It's not entertaining, Sky.
Yeah.
We want to be entertained. Are you not entertained? We want circuses. We don't want Mr. Rogers reading us the news.
I also feel like there's
Kaitlyn?
just some selection bias where, like, to get to the point where you would be on a national cable show, even if you started as a very nice person, the kinds of things you would need to do to get there would probably be things that would require that you weren't a very nice person to people. And along the way, by the time you got there, even though they weren't as public before that, or it wasn't as big a deal, if they were doing things along the way to get them to that high of a place, they were already in positions where probably people were sort of treating them like special golden child kind of thing, especially some of the younger ones. And so I think being treated like that and being in environments where people talk to you and do those kinds of things to you, I just feel like that will form you into the kind of person that's not a very nice person. And then, as you said, we don't want very nice people when we're looking for people to tell us why we're all right and the other side is literally evil.
Yeah, right. That reminds me, Sky, I think we need to stop treating Kaitlyn like she's the special golden child.
Oh my God.
Because we're conforming her character into a monster. We're going to make the next Tucker Carlson out of
Okay,
Kaitlyn.
so what is your plan to make sure I'm not formed in those ways?
I don't know.
Just wanton meanness?
I haven't cooked it up quite yet.
You let me know when you figure out the spiritual formation I need.
I'll let you. Yes. This is our spiritual formation. The spiritual formation of Kaitlyn Chess is my new indie film coming from.
You make it sound like she's turning into some kind of diva.
Yeah.
A podcast diva, Kaitlyn Chess.
Well, I'm not saying she isn't. Okay. Does it mean anything? Does it change anything? Does it improve anything? I saw on Twitter one of the more prominent, louder voices of Christian nationalism saying, good for him to be out of there because Fox News is the regime and now he's free. Now he's free from the regime that is Fox News.
It's actually been one of the more entertaining things to see on Twitter today are all the conspiracy theories that are coming out and all the people who are just the knives are out for Fox News.
Yeah.
Like they are the enemy. It was confirmed back in 2020 when they were the first network to call the election for Biden that got them into all this trouble. So a lot of people are just going, Fox News is gone. They're the man. They're the deep state. And this whole persecution narrative that is being woven now around Tucker Carlson, like he is some kind of victim and a martyr in all of this. It's just amazing.
It's so wild because I've heard a lot of people say, part of the reason that Fox News might be willing, it might be sparked by some specific thing, but they're more willing to let him go after what came out during the Dominion case in terms of him not being on the side of the like super far right people questioning the election. Like he's already kind of displayed his willingness to be used by whoever will pay him. So the fact that you would turn him into this like martyr of being too right for Fox News is just bizarre.
So you're saying if we paid Tucker Carlson, then we could conform him to our values?
Honestly,
the values of goodness and truth and light.
Well, do you have that kind of money?
That would be such an interesting public relations coup.
Yeah.
The reformation of Tucker Carlson brought to you by the Holy Post, that I bet we could fund it. I bet we could find donors who would underwrite it.
I don't know that we want that, but...
Okay.